Let's talk about where this goes next, because earlier in this unit, we learned the derivatives of some common functions. We learned the derivative of sine of x and cosine of x, and also the functions e to the x and the natural log of x. And I told you when we did that lesson, I said, hey, we did sine and cosine, but we left off the table several other trig functions. So let's talk about our strategy. Now that we have an understanding of the quotient rule, let's talk about what our strategy is going to look like to find the derivative of the tangent of x. Well, I really don't want to do the limit definition. Tangent of x plus h, if I do those angle additions, it comes out particularly gross. It's not a pretty proof using those techniques, using that limit definition. But what we will do is we're actually going to rewrite tangent as a quotient, and we'll use the quotient rule. And hopefully you have an idea of what that quotient is going to look like. But we'll use the quotient rule, and what we'll actually take, instead of just taking the derivative of tangent, is we'll take the derivative of what tangent equals to, which is the sine of x over the cosine of x. In fact, if you want to go ahead and try it, I would encourage you to. You probably can work the process correctly. I'll give you a little bit of guidance on the simplification of it in topic 2.10 when we work the proof for the derivative of tangent, but I'll tell you right now, we're not going to use the limit definition. We're going to find the derivative of sine over cosine using the quotient rule that we learned today. And in fact, we're going to use that technique. So we'll use that technique to not just find the derivative of tangent of x, but we will find the derivatives of the other trig functions. In topic 2.10. Every trig function I can write as a quotient. So for example, when we go to find the derivative of secant of x, we'll write it as 1 over cosine of x, and then we'll apply the quotient rule. When we do cotangent, we'll write it as cosine of x over sine of x and apply the quotient rule. So we're going to use this quotient rule in topic 2.10 to derive the derivatives of the other 4 trig functions, and then that will close out Unit 2, and then we'll move to Unit 3 where we'll focus on some other types of functions, and particularly composite functions, and that's how we'll begin Unit 3.